Yeah, this lip got absolutely dominated. Okay, so this was one of the front wheels for the Pro car. It's our rotiform 3-piece. We were using it on the R32 and ended up going off track a little bit with the front and putting a massive dent in here, so that's not gonna hold air at all anymore. It's completely useless. Let's get started. I'm just gonna run off each one of these bolts. Whoops. My hand's getting tired. Okay, that's not gonna work. I think we got it. Bam. Get up. This will go up as a nice little souvenir. We'll get everything bolted back together and then run silicone around the outside. Torque it up, let it dry for about 24 hours, and then should be good to go. All right. So I found that it was a lot easier to use a razor blade this style. So again, you're just kind of finding that groove, inserting her in there, dragging it all the way down. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. So then, split them apart. Don't do that. Razor blade is just get like the thickest part kind of off. That'll make it go a little faster. Floppy wheel, whatever you want to call it. And then doing it razor blade the whole way is literally going to take you forever. It doesn't fit on there. We're using kind of a combination of these. So the finished product, we already did one wheel. Should look something like this. If you guys don't think this is the proper way to do it, you're more than welcome to flame us in the comments, but I don't really care because none of this shows. We just want to make sure, especially on our race car, that we have a really proper seal. I'd rather have a proper seal than have it look pretty under silicone. Just get everything cleaned up. All right, so we have our replacement inner barrel. Basically, with this wheel, since it is a sandwich style, we're gonna do barrel, base, and then lip. I'm kind of a psycho. I like having like stuff line up. So I'm gonna have like, these are the 5 holes, center cap. I'm gonna have the valve stem kind of lined up. Car show points. Just kind of start dropping all the bolts through. And then the other thing to be wary of is we're gonna do this in kind of a massive star pattern. So we'll basically do 2, we'll tighten those up, do 2, tighten them up, and go kind of all the way around so you get everything seated the same. And then we'll just run it on. We have this little electric wrench, so we just spun all these on by hand. These are 40 bolt, so super fun. Now we're going to basically torque them to 12 pounds to start with, do a star pattern, and then we'll run over it again to probably about 20 foot-pounds. We couldn't find the exact spec on these, but generally for this type of wheel, it's like 18 to 22 foot-pounds. So we got all these torqued to 12 foot-pounds, and then we're gonna do the final torquing at 20 foot-pounds. I haven't done these wheels before, so we're gonna find out. They do have this like knurling on here, so I'm hoping that we can get away, now that we have them torqued there, do the final torquing without having something holding it on the backside. Yep, works. There we go. So they're all torqued at 20 foot-pounds. Everything's all good to go. Basically, the last step is run the silicone, letting her dry, and then you are good to go. So now we have everything torqued up. Next step is, which is the last step, is you're gonna seal it with some silicone sealant. You can get any color, doesn't really matter. We just had white laying around. not as pretty as the black. But before you do that, I almost forgot this step. If you run tape kind of along where you don't want it, you can then put all the silicone in and then just remove the tape and you'll get a real nice edge. All right, so now we have it all taped up. Unlike a VSKF or another kind of Japanese style wheel where the face goes in and the lip and barrel are together, you can run 2 sides of tape, but because this has such an aggressive kind of lip in there, we're just gonna run it with our finger there and we'll get a decent enough edge. Getting her in there. Just gonna try to jam it all in there because you really want to make sure there's no bubbles and you get a really nice seal. So you can kind of come across it, get the extra you got on your finger and lay it back in there. Got a bunch packed in there. Just gonna do kind of one final swipe. Remove our tape. So it's a lot easier to do on like non-sandwich mounted wheels. Get a really nice edge because you can get 2 tape edges. This was kind of tricky to do, but it's pretty good. I'll let it dry for 24 hours and then go ahead and put the valve stem back in. If you took it out, mount your tire up, you should be good to go. Alrighty, so that is how to rebuild a 3-piece wheel in a nutshell. So we're gonna let these dry, get them back on the car, rebuild the rest of the wheels we need to do. This is definitely something I would say try at home. So definitely pretty easy, just time consuming. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out some of our other videos, subscribe, leave us some comments, give us some love, give us some hate, don't matter. Alright, thank you guys, see you in a couple days.